Okay, so it seems like recently a VTuber that you guys probably know and we've talked a lot about on this channel before, ChaChaYourVMom, has spoken out about the kind of AI drama that has been going on whenever it comes to VTubing. Because if you don't know, obviously there's been a lot of stuff going on, including the whole leaflet program thing, which we covered in the last video. Again, it was like this kind of thing where essentially you could create a like AI VTubing thing, like an AI VTubing, what do you call it, PNG tuber. And yeah, she was like creating a tool to help VTubers be able to do that. And yeah, obviously a lot of people have very mixed opinions on it, of course, because it's AI, and a lot of people are very mixed on AI, especially within VTubing, right? And yeah, recently though, ChaCha has actually come out and talked about some of the stuff to do with this, not just with leaflet, but also with how stuff like this affects VTubers and things in terms of the algorithm, which I thought was very interesting. And she actually made a whole video on it, but she included this little clip here on her Twitter saying, "Starting spicy today, but AI is nuking the VTuber algorithm." So let's take a look, and obviously we will talk about it.
It might be a little bit controversial, but I don't care. I think I'm gonna say something about it. Yeah, guys, it's tea time. It's tea time. I noticed that when we were doing our Assassin's Creed Black Flag stream, that I was getting pinged for being unoriginal content. It didn't make sense to me. I tried doing a just chatting stream, no game. I changed my model. I thought, is it my model? Like, is it too sexual? Like, what is it? So I changed my model. Again, every 5 minutes, the TikTok algorithm would come over and say, "This is unoriginal content. We are suppressing your stream."
So yeah, obviously this is a very common thing that's been happening recently. Unoriginal content has been a very big part of this, and why a lot of VTubers have been struggling with live streams, because they get flagged for unoriginal content when they are making original content, right?
Because I would be hitting 100 viewers, and then the TikTok system would be like, "Stop right there. We're not feeding you anybody else because this is unoriginal content." And I was like, why? That doesn't make any sense. I think it thinks that I'm AI. Why do I think that? Why would that be a factor? I wanted to talk about what is happening in the VTuber space, but let's stop and watch the video for a little bit. So this is Leaflit. She's another VTuber, and she is working on a AI made VTuber model.
Hey guys, Leaf here. I have an update. I was working on the project for a little bit today. The big things are, there are a couple new features I added. One of them was a little bit of smoothing, animation smoothing, sends me my gun.
No wonder TikTok believes that 3D avatars and 2D avatars used in 2D are AI, because this is becoming more and more common. AI does make content creation more accessible, especially if you can't afford it. However, the current meta not only suppresses AI, but it's also suppressing VTubers in general. It's lumping 2D VTubers into the AI slop category. And that's why this is so topical right now. Because there are so many people who are trying to grow, basically takes everyone and throws them into a sinking ship unless you have a pre-existing platform.
So yeah, obviously that's what she's saying, right? She's saying essentially this new AI tool or whatever, and a lot of similar ones to that, if they ever do come out, are the things that are kind of lumping in VTubers who use original artists and whatever and whatnot to you know, they're kind of merging together, right? And the TikTok algorithm sees them as like one, and is taking down any VTuber that is like going live on their platform, thinking that they're AI when technically they're not, right? And again, I think it is pretty crazy, and I can understand where she's coming from. Now, there's been a lot of responses to this. There's 100% an issue with kind of, you know, the algorithms and things, and people getting flagged for unoriginal content. Now, I think one of the best things for this, or at least one of the big problems for this, is the fact that, you know, obviously YouTube and TikTok and that are using AI themselves to figure out what is AI content or not, and what is what do you call it? What did you say? Unoriginal content or not? So again, I think that system itself should probably be fixed first, right? But you know, that kind of system is there to stop a lot of AI generated content and things because they believe that to be unoriginal, right? Now obviously the video, there is a full video, by the way, on this if you guys want to go watch this. It's about 15 minutes long. Is AI ruining the algorithm and VTubing? But essentially, yeah, they talk about stuff like TikTok and YouTube that are actively suppressing VTuber content because their moderation algorithms are flagging 2D and 3D avatars as AI generated, unoriginal, or slop as tools to create fully AI animated rigs and become more sophisticated and accessible through people like Leaflet. Algorithms are struggling to differentiate between real human VTubers and automated AI models. The current anti-AI algorithmic meta heavily hurts newer or smaller VTubers trying to grow from a few viewers to a larger audience, effectively creating a rich stay rich dynamic for already establishing creators. The threat to artists and editors, while AI makes content creation cheaper and more accessible, it poses a major threat to the livelihoods of traditional 2D artists and video editors by automating work that's used to require paid human skill. And apparently there's a rapid shift towards AI tools to when traditional animation studios moved away from hand-drawn art to faster, cheaper methods, noting that AI risks cheapening the overall art form and culture of VTubing. So yeah, obviously that's what the video talks about, by the way. If you're interested in delving into that further, right? But yeah, obviously there's been a lot of responses, including from Leaflet herself, saying, ha ha ha, it's too late, Miss Chacha. Chacha had chala. I've been planning to destroy VTubing for years now. This was my master plan all along, to destroy it from within. And now finally my machinations have come to fruition, fools. Sorry guys, I was an agent all along. Orders from the top. It's a worried this means it's over, by the way. On my way to get my own planet as a reward from Trump summer, Obama summer, Netanyahu summer, Hesty summer. That's crazy. Who is the realest Clanker I know, by the Clanker I know, sorry. I know, by the way, for completing my sacred mission to destroy you all. Artists, more like fartists. And am I right, guys? Direct you all your art belongs to us. Make your time. Smell you later, V losers. Saying this is a joke, by the way. If you think this is serious, you might be retarded. Which obviously, yeah, it is a joke, right? Now, again, there's been a lot of responses saying, I don't think it's a matter of AI VTuber model or not. The platforms have started making it expressly clear that if you aren't using your real face, then you are getting suppressed, which again, I do think is kind of true. They have been targeting a lot of VTubers in general. And again, I do think this is more so an issue with, you know, if they want to suppress AI generated content, I think that's fine, right? I think that a lot of the time, there is so much AI generated content on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and things like that, to the point where it gets extremely annoying. You know, it's just like not very entertaining to watch. So they want to kind of limit that. And I think that's fine. But obviously you need those systems to be correct and in place and to actually work properly. Else you get VTubers getting banned, even though they haven't done anything wrong. Saying apparently Leaflet is now responsible for burning down Canada, poisoning your water, putting artists out of work. So yeah, I mean, I just continue to go on. Saying unfortunately content creation tools being more accessible isn't always a good thing. With stuff like this available to people who don't care about VTubing as a whole, I can only imagine the amount of bots and monetized slop accounts that will start popping up left and right. Saying, watch this video. I think she brings up some valid points. To my fellow LeafTubers, she's not blaming Leaflet. She's in fact saying what a lot of us have been saying for well over half a year at this point. No matter how you feel about AI, it's not ready to moderate content, which again, I think is true, right? And I think that is one of the main, you know, points to kind of come out, you know, from this. You know, lots of people saying she's not blaming, you know, Leaflet or anything like that. More so blaming the kind of algorithms that have kind of, you know, been trained to do this kind of stuff, but aren't very good at the thing that they do. And these companies, despite the fact that they're not very good at what they do, they continue to use them and they continue to be like, you know, oh, this is a good idea, right? Let's just keep using AI to moderate content when in actual fact, it does a pretty terrible job and it just isn't ready for that. Now, maybe it's going to be a great thing in the future, right? Maybe it's going to be a great thing in like 5 years time, maybe even less than that. And maybe they've got it down to a T where it can recognize every single post correctly and deal with decisions correctly, right? But for now, I feel like it doesn't work. I feel like it's a pretty bad time. Especially not even just as a VTuber, right? And with the whole unoriginal content stuff, it could be for literally anything else too, right? There's been so many issues with stuff like monetization and all of that kind of stuff on YouTube, and it tends to be down to the AI, right? Now, again, you know, as I said, it could be great in the future, but for now, it seems like it's not really working that well. And obviously, people like ChaCha have had enough of that, right? Saying, I know the ChaCha means well, but I don't think the algorithms on TikTok are suppressing VTubers because they think it's AI. I believe it's leaning on inauthentic content issues. The new system that leaflit designed is so new, literally days old, that I don't think it's factoring, which, again, I don't really know. He's saying it is not, TikTok is known to, this spelled TikTok wrong, is known to flag content for being inauthentic if there is no actual human movement on camera, which again, that could also be the case, right? You know, I don't know about her example specifically, about her accounts getting disqualified and stuff because of unoriginal content. Maybe TikTok's algorithms do have a specific thing of like, you know, you have to have a human model there, a human model, like it's a VTuber model, a human person, not a human model. You know, you have to have a human being there to kind of like have it as like original content. But I think that also does go back to ChaCha's point of being like, you know, they should probably fix the AI algorithms to kind of make it so that VTubers can be included in that, right? You know, I don't think that it should be taken down just because there isn't a human stood on camera, right? So again, I do think that is also something pretty interesting to kind of explore. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is for this situation. I just kind of want to talk about it because, again, I thought it was very, very interesting. And of course, the AI kind of drama continues, right? But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.